Hello, fabulous Taurus. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of June 2016, General Focus. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. This month, we have got this amazing full moon and new moon energy playing out, and it's all playing out for you in financial areas of your sky. It starts with, early in the month, a new moon taking place in a part of the sky for you that has to do with your income that you're generating, right? The money that's coming in, but also your spending as well. This is a particularly important new moon in that it is having some key conversations, setting up what astrologers are calling the mutable grand cross. This new moon will be happening with Venus in the sky, Neptune on one side, Jupiter on the other, and Saturn standing across. And it is, just as it sounds, it's important, it is a turning point, it is facing realities and choosing to believe in the best. That is what is on offer now, and particularly when it comes to financial matters for you. When we have so much energy playing out in a particular area of the sky, what it means is that the universe needs you to pay attention. Like it or not, you are going to be asked to consider not only money, but also prosperity and your beliefs about prosperity, your deservedness to have prosperity. But then there's also that very practical element as well in terms of what expenses are coming in. Is anything coming up that needs to be addressed more immediately than something else? Do you have the resources? Are you making enough money to meet the demands, to meet your expenses? This is going to be the kind of consideration that arises now. Now, in one sense, this can present with it a new financial opportunity. It can present with it a raise. But also, with this particular energy, the possibility is there for an expense to arise as well. I'm sorry to say that because it looks like there are a lot of mixed feelings and uncertainty around that given the sky. Nothing wrong, like look, having an expense, that's one thing. But then feeling a sense of uncertainty, feeling like, oh, now this, and then all this energy going, feeling pressure, financial pressure, all of that. Some of that is a choice, right? It's important to remember that. I remember, and this is a quote, this is a thought that has saved me so many times over the years, that I remember years ago hearing watching a video of Eckhart Tolle, and he said, you know, you don't have to worry about your bills. You have to pay your bills, but you don't have to worry about them. And that's been one of those things that comes up for me sometimes still, that I found to be one of the great truths, really. And so it's up to you to decide how you're going to deal with whatever it is that arises now. But the key is that within that, there are the seeds for you to get clear as to what you want to pay attention to create greater prosperity for yourself, and where is it that you desire to create greater prosperity and how you can go about doing it. As I look at the sky, about the only thing that looks like it could cost you money, there are a couple of things here. So one is friends. If ever there was a time to not mix friendship and money, this really would be it, particularly around this new moon. If you do so, you can expect, it looks like a loss if that's what ends up happening. And it looks like there may be some pressure to do so, to help a friend out or invest in something related to a friend, or it might be a group endeavor that you feel that you have to go along with. These are endeavors you want to watch because, yes, I'm seeing some pressure there. And at the same time, it just looks very possible that as much as there's a part of you that may want to, maybe a partner that is encouraging you to do this, maybe you that has a lot of hope, it's important to know that a part of what you're signing up for, a part of what you're going in this for is not necessarily going to be about getting anything back. It's going to be more about whether it's joining the group or staying with the group or supporting somebody that you care about. That can end up being part of the process with this particular energy. Also with this, as I look at this, as I said, the potential is there for making money, absolutely, to have a raise, absolutely. But it does look like there might be a little bit of a need for a reality check and a need for a balanced perspective. And so it's great, you have a great idea, you decide to implement a great idea, financial idea, business idea, you decide to go all in and do it. That's awesome, right? Great. I do believe that it's an amazing thing to believe in yourself and your creative self, your creative vision, and to implement that in the world, and to believe in yourself enough to see it through to fruition and to return. It's a beautiful thing, and I think it's one of the more special things that we do as human beings. And yet there are times when we sort of overestimate how much can be accomplished in what given time, and also underestimate the investment, whether it's financial or emotional or time based as well. It does take time to get where you want to go. So it's great, have your ambition and know that great breakthroughs are possible for you. But as I look at this particular sky, I feel like there might be an endeavor, an opportunity, or just an idea on your part, or something that you really want to initiate, something you really want to do that holds a lot of promise, but you may not particularly realize how much it's actually going to ask from you. And so if you can just be aware that it may ask for you things that you are not, you're not necessarily anticipating. If you can do that, then it allows you to enjoy the journey that much more. I'm reminded when I see this of a quote I once heard that said, and again, this has been one of my saving graces as well, now that I'm coming up in a few months to 10 years as a full-time astrologer, 10 years since I launched my website and I launched my business, my work. I remember hearing early on somebody say that most people overestimate what can be done in a year and underestimate what can be done in 10 years. So I can tell you now, like almost 10 years in, a lot can be done over a 10-year period of time. But it's important to remember it's moments that lead up and they sort of build on each other. So just be mindful of that. Believe, give it your all, and know that some of the greatest things will still reveal themselves, and some of the greatest things that you may realize about what you're set to achieve are going to manifest slowly in the fullness of time. And a part of the point, a part of becoming who it is that you're meant to be, to have the kind of prosperity that you want, is becoming that person one step at a time that can actually be in that prosperous state. It is part of the sacred journey, I think, and ultimately it's all sacred, it's all spiritual. We think we're going for one thing, for financial security, but there's always something deeper playing out there, and it always has to do with some spiritual learning set to take place for us. As we move towards the later part of the month, we will have a full moon happening. Now, what's special about this full moon is that it is happening in the same part of the sky as the full moon that took place last month. So last month I spoke about this rare phenomenon that we were in the midst of, 2 full moons back to back, 28 and a half days apart in the same sign. Doesn't happen that often, but it's happening now. And this is going to be the second full moon that takes place. And this second full moon is speaking to an area of life that has to do with what we like to call other people's money. So this is grants, loans, bursaries, insurance payments, tax returns, benefits that you may qualify for, commissions, and so on. So as I look at this particular full moon, it does look like maybe an area, maybe an option of interest, maybe a possibility opened up for you late last month. Well, now things are going to start to come to an even greater fruition. Where you thought that you had your final answer and it was done and that you wrapped something up, now you will realize that no, there are some deeper layers and that there's more good to come. And even what might have seemed not so good and wasn't really going anywhere a month ago, now is going to start to seem like just very quickly it comes together. There is a compromise element to this full moon, but it looks like you recognize that it's fair, it feels right. And also the sense of closure can happen very quickly and delightfully as well. What I love about this month for you is that you are getting a sense of movement and a sense of clarity and a sense of self that is particularly powerful. And this sense of self can benefit you in many different areas of life, financially, of course, with the financial focus, but we've also got some very special things happening in the sky as well, like Jupiter speaking in supreme harmony with Pluto for the final time after a set of 3 that have been taking place since last year. And this tells me that at the end of the day, you and the other earth signs actually, but you in particular, luck is on your side. Passion and profit is with you now. It's about trusting your instincts, but also trusting the process that will take you there.